Well, I will tell you, ma'am, that by regulation I don't sign petitions, but let me also tell you that I understand completely the concerns, and I share the concerns of Aboriginal people with respect to missing women. I think it's a tragedy, and I think much more must be done by all of us, not only to return those women to their families and to ensure their safety, prevent future tragedies going forward.
And how do you think you would do that?
Well, certainly I know the responsibility of the police is and we do, and I promise you, we do in Toronto, that every report of a missing person is taken with the utmost seriousness and investigated, and we work very closely with our communities. I also have within the Toronto Police Service, we established the first Aboriginal peacekeeping unit. We have full-time Aboriginal people from our police service who are liaison with the community. I also have established an Aboriginal consultative committee, which is representatives of all the agencies and organizations representing the Aboriginal people, First Nations people here in Toronto. And we work very closely with them in partnership to address issues such as the ones you raised with respect to missing Aboriginal women.
There's still unsolved mysteries going on here in Toronto. I can name 9 downtown.
Yes, ma'am, and we remain committed to resolving those mysteries and solving those mysteries if we can.
How is that?
Well,
how are you working on that?
well, I have police officers who take those investigations, and you know, let me try to answer the
Anyways, I
question.
have a 9 on my list.
Well, and if you want to share that list with me, and we can update it sort of in a different format, I'll be happy to do that with you. But let me tell you that I take your concerns very seriously, and we're not alone in this. You're aware of the work and the report that's been done by the RCMP. I think you're aware of the position that's been put forward by my organization, Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, expressing support for the concerns that you raise. We are not petition signers because we're not allowed to be petition signers, so forgive me for not doing that, but let me add my voice to support your concerns about those missing women. And I think as a society, and certainly as a police community, we have a
Since
responsibility.
1963, there was one woman that went missing. It's still unsolved today.
Yes, ma'am, and unfortunately, and notwithstanding everyone's
She's
best
been
effort to
gone.
do that,
Nobody has no other trace.
Yes, ma'am, and I understand the concern with that. But not every one
It's
of
before
these,
my time.
and not every one of these disappearances can be solved, but that doesn't mean we're not committed to doing our best. Sometimes that information is not available. There are no witnesses come forward. There is no investigative leads that we can follow. I think we have to do everything we can to solve the mystery of those who have gone missing, but also everything we can to provide community supports and safe supports for Aboriginal women who are disproportionately victimized.
We're on the first on the list.
Well, you're not the first on my list.
I'm just saying, in general.
I understand I understand your concern, and rather than debate with you, let me just tell you, I believe that we have to be committed to working together
Yes,
to keep people safe. And certainly in the city of Toronto, we have a number of different opportunities, and we have good community partners to reach out, to work with our Aboriginal community, the Aboriginal community, and to share your concerns, to try to resolve and solve those who have gone missing, and working together to try to protect women. One of the great concerns that we as a society, as all Canada should have, is the safety of our Aboriginal people. They are disproportionately victimized. And Aboriginal women are disproportionately victims of violence. That, in my opinion,
Thank
is...
you for announcing it.
Well, of course. I'm stating the obvious. You already know the truth of this. But
Because we all lived it.
But we have a responsibility together to do something about it.
I've been through it.
I do appreciate the question. I appreciate your effort to bring it forward.
May I ask why most murders or suicides are labeled by, like, they just as
Misadventures.
misadventures? Or why is there not any more inquiry or into the murders?
And all I can tell you is that we conduct investigations, we gather evidence, we interview witnesses, we look at the forensic evidence that's available to us, we speak to the coroner who makes post-mortem examination for us. We gather all of the evidence and we make a determination on balance of all of that evidence. And I understand how, and I've talked to a lot of families, I've talked to people with your concerns. I understand how difficult the outcome of some of those investigations might be. But for us, nothing is ever completely closed. If new evidence comes forward, we're quite prepared to act on it. And we're quite prepared to do our best, working with you to keep Aboriginal people and Aboriginal women here safe. Thank you. Big Rich.
Question? Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening.